Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Hi, everybody. I've been kind of in a baseball kind of way today. Yeah, there's Harry Carey showing up. Yeah. Hi, everybody. I am excited. We're getting close to October, and that's when baseball playoffs. Y'all might not see me a lot. And I know this is called Another News, and we don't talk a lot about Trump or what's that girl's name? Kamala Harris. But this is going to be some baseball involved. There's going to be some baseball involved. I'm telling you, baseball junkies. If Shohei doesn't win an MVP, he's paid too much. Holy mackerel! Can I tell you this? Is what I'm calling. Can I tell you? I had this right. I had this nailed. Two things that I had nailed. Two. The first, the reason why Donald John Trump cannot be taken down in court is because of the idiots that have been tapped to take him down in court. I firmly believe that. If there was one case, forget about Dave Bragg, forget about Judge Merchant, forget about any of those bozos. If there was one case that could get Trump, it was one of two cases. It was the top secret documents, until they realized that Joe Biden had done it, and he was too, far gone mentally to stand trial. That went away. Poof. The raid on Mar-a-Lago at night with the lights and all that stuff. It was a setup from the beginning. We, the people, knew that. But if the one that could get him was this RICO case in Georgia, it was a brilliant move. And I've talked to several, and I mean several attorneys about this. The move to make it a RICO case was brilliant. If you wanted to take him down, one of these 30 or whatever people mentioned in the indictment are going to turn on him. And that's all you need is one in these RICO cases. So it was brilliant. Where the stupidity entered was, again, like the Letitia James in New York, Alvin Bragg in New York, Judge Merchant, all this, like that just class of clowns that made we the people go, yeah, this is kind of stupid. And again, we're still not on Brewman's YouTube. I might have to have that channel go away because of my personal story about Schmeiber Schmeckton. They don't like mentioning that in that I had a positive experience. Whatever. So I'm done there. We might have to eliminate that. Yeah, like Brendan. Yes, RICO is not a crime. RICO's actually my uncle. So let's get to this. In Georgia, Fannie Willis, and yes, that's her name. You guys can go the English language and test me on a vowel, consonant, vowel. Fannie, not Fanny. Her name is Fannie. Fannie Willis is the DA that brought this in. It's just we thought, okay, she got him. This is a good one. This might get him. This might get Trump. Until we learned that she was having a little Kamala something on the side and giving Captain something a little juice up, a little like, all right, buddy, you're gonna be in charge here, buddy. You just keep taking care of mama. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like you keep taking care of Mamala. Yeah, so Fannie Willis having an affair, got busted, running these vacations on the state dime. I have no idea why she's not in jail, and for nothing else other than or perjury. She's perjured herself several times. They picked the biggest band of morons to go after Donald Trump, like this Keystone Cop stuff. It's been blinding. If you don't remember, here is Fannie Willis on the stand, perjuring herself. But just look at this wonderful, relatable, really got it together, professional woman. Here
ended.
Talking about her
you
affair.
left it in August of 2023. That sound right?
That's the hard conversation. That's not the.
We've covered this. Next question.
And you characterize it as a tough conversation, correct?
Yes.
I'm not going to get
Just the professionalism just bleeding from her, right? Yes.
into the conversation per
We
se.
should.
Well, if he doesn't want to, we won't go there. So, Mr. Sadar, next question.
You know, it's kind of hard to say no when you've got
That, by the way, that might be the first time that a group of people have actually laughed to her face. Not the first time people have laughed at her or about her, but that group of people, look how ticked off she is right there. Oh, it's fantastic.
that opportunity. But all I'm going to say is, was it pre-indictment?
Rhonda, no, she bleeds smug. It's so bad. Oh my goodness. So maybe get
In this case.
So,
We know the timeline that the indictment was delivered. Well,
but
actually,
and so that
I'll
we're
give you
clear,
that.
the physical relationship ended pre-indictment.
And is
and then
that
the
when
tough
you were talking
conversation.
about the
She goes on and on. And then the tough conversation happened with her little man friend, her little side piece. All right. Side piece that she was given a lot of perks to and taking on vacations on the state dime. She dumped him. Y'all, something happened. I believe is yesterday. And no, I'm not going after Fannie Willis for being a bad parent. Her kid was pulled over for driving on a suspended license. It's probably some entitlement thing like, my mom is, y'all don't know who my mom is. I can drive on a suspended license if I want. That's not the important part. You know why? Because kids screw up. I'm a dad. By the grace of God, my kids haven't done anything like this so far. It's been good. We've survived. And they have me as a dad. So talk about the deck being stacked against you. So this happens, and her daughter is busted for driving on a suspended license. They pulled her over for texting on her phone while she was driving. As they're pulling it over, ran the plates, realized she was on a suspended license. You want to see what happens when mommy shows up? Who's mommy? Who's that right there?
Couple hours, probably. Mom, Dad,
Yeah, who's here? Who's here? Mom and who? Mom and wait. Uh-oh. Remember, Rhonda, when you said she seems smug? Watch how I hate this about y'all. Come with me on this, please. I hate it when people do this. If I saw my kids do this, I'd pop them in the back of the head. And okay, let's stop right there. You guys know me. 15 years I've been telling you that. My kids mess up, pop right to the back of the head. Nothing hard. Pop, course correct. Get your act right. I'm listening to you. I watch you. If my kids shake a hand like this, I'm popping them in the back of the head. Watch this. This is it's actually it damn near upsets me. Watch this. Watch how she shakes a hand. I get upset about this.
So,
Nice to meet you.
Look away.
So
Shook a hand. Look away. Shake a hand. Look away. Wait, who is that?
Nice to meet you.
So,
Shake a hand. Look away. Shake a hand. Look away.
What?
Yes, that is the height of disrespect. It is the height of I am better than you. You are below me. You are beneath me. Is when you reach and grab someone's hand, you look away when you do it. Look at this over here, the guy with the print on his t-shirt right by the cop. Who that? Hey, wait, who that? I thought they had a tough conversation a year ago. Didn't they have that tough conversation? But now, side piece is apparently side piecing when they get the call, when mom gets the call, that daughter's going to jail. So here he is, front and center.
apparently,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We know these two. Look at this.
apparently
Fantastic.
her license is suspended
News to me. Okay.
for something. Doesn't tell us what for or why or where, or that's something she's going to have to call DMV and find out. Okay.
By the way, this cop is a champ. This cop knows who she is. He's not stupid. And knows who he is. He's not stupid. And this cop is handling this like a G.
Probably what happened is she had a speeding ticket, some kind of traffic infraction, never went to court, didn't take care of it. Okay. That's the best guess. So she's gone over to Fayette County Jail, which is right in the Fayetteville Square. It's 145 Johnson Avenue. Normally, I would say a couple hours is the process. It just depends on how busy they are and like that, okay? The driving on the...
All right. So anyway, by the way, she just handles it like, can I get my daughter's car? She knows what's up. And she knows it's on camera. She knows this is going public. She knows how bad this looks as she showed up with Captain Sidepiece while they were out side piecing. Yeah. Oh, we had that kind of, no, we don't have a relationship. The woman perjured herself again right there. Yes, okay, we're together. Let me talk about this with you real quick, because Rhonda said, as you did with her son, my mom perfected the Gibbs slap. I got to tell you, and I don't know what the Gibbs slap is, James. What's a Gibbs slap? Is that the slap to the back of the head? If that is, then I'm a Jedi. I'm like a master Jedi with that. I mean, just the grays. And just the great, my kids, when they messed up, they do like this. They just go, oh, here it comes. It's coming. And I've got insanely long arms, so it's good. It's almost as good as a chancla. It really is. I have that kind of range. Anyway, that's to my Hispanic peeps out there. So I brought this up when I was on KTAR. I brought this up, and I was sent to the principal's office for saying that, because people called in and accused me, demanded that I get pulled off air because I admitted to child abuse. Y'all get over yourselves. Y'all just get over yourselves. You could use the people that were calling for my head on that whole thing can use a good slap to the back of the head. They have they're forming brains. Your brain isn't fully formed to your like early to mid 20s. I ain't gonna wait to early to mid. Could you imagine if I just kept a list? I gotta wait till their brains are developed before I pop them in the head. Let me write this one down, write this one down, write this one down. It would just be a machine gun assault. Pop, 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 pop. The back of the head. Yeah. Oh yeah, boy, mom's Rhonda. Oh yeah, I can imagine. God love my mom. I don't know how she got. She married a really, really super cool dude. My dad, who raised me since I was 3 years old. Yeah, he perfected that too. That night, I'll tell you this. I would reach across the table without excusing myself, excuse me, or asking, please pass XYZ. I tell you, I was passing the hominy. I tell you that much. So it was nasty. My parents made me eat that all the time. I hate hominy. Anyway, I don't know why. It was like their thing. They loved hominy. Anyway, my dad would pop my hand with a fork. Yeah. I tell you what, we can put the wooden spoon away, Doc. We have a whole new can of worms to open up after Dad stabbed me with a fork. He'd just give me a little jab with a fork. I'm like, damn, okay. Not doing that. God forbid I didn't have a napkin in my lap. Oh, wow. I know. Wait, no way. Come on. No. Come on. I gotta see this bread. Even the barber would whack me in the head coming over there. It was too long. No. He'd go after me, pal. I got this lettuce that probably needs to be chopped in the next day or two. I think Queen Bee grabbed it the other night. She goes, what are we going to do with this? So, yeah, at least you didn't smack me in the back of the head. Ooh, Japanese. Ooh. I don't know. I just had this like Shogun reel playing in my head. What do you mean the Japanese form of punishment is worse on kids? I could imagine. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, for the most part, for what I've seen, Japanese kids act right. Japanese American kids, at least. I don't know about. My buddy went to Japan. It was just like blown away by everything, like the way people acted, how courteous everyone was, how clean everything was. Just like this is. They got a pretty good show they're running here. Yeah, Len. And then I ended up with brain damage anyway. That's right. Holy cow! My parents didn't pop me, but. Ended up taking a pop with a rock and Flagstaff, and away we go. Yes. Oh, your mom, James, raised 4 sons. Wow. I got to tell you, and I'll introduce you to him because he's fantastic. One of the greatest people in my life is Tim Forshee, and he's an attorney. His last name really is Forshee. His logo is the circle with 4 pluses coming out of it. The female logo 4 times. Because his name is Forshee. And he has a wife and triplet daughters. God bless you. How? Holy mackerel. So Forshee, get it? Yeah, so Tim Forshee raised triplet, and then all of them geniuses, because mom's a doctor, mom's a pediatrician, dad's an attorney. So they got the brain power. All of them landed in college at the same time. It's a funny story, by the way. He paid for a good amount of it by through the years just buying certain firearms that he knew he could sell as investments later on. That's using your nugget, Big Timmy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Well, Colin said him box your ears. That's when you do the whole slap it. Woo! Y'all remember There's Something About Mary? Doesn't really hold up that well. Still funny movie, but I showed it to intern Beans a couple of weeks ago, and she loved it. She thought it was pretty funny. She thought Beer Fest was funnier, and she's right. But I showed her that in Super Troopers. Those two hold up. Something About Mary, no. But remember Warren, Cameron Diaz's brother, special needs brother, and you touched his ears, you lifted up his earmuff, and you just started kicking your butt. That's pretty much how I am. Truly is. Like if you touch my ears, I remember my former aunt-in-law, I was dead asleep on the couch, and she came up to me and she kind of did that to my ear to wake me up. I came up in a full haymaker. I came like it had to have been that close to her nose. I almost knocked her the hell out because she touched my ears when I was asleep. I didn't know who it was. Somebody was touching my ears. I do not like that. I know. So Colin, I'm like cringing right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Oh, you had to go get a stick. Okay, Ron had to go get a stick. And yes, the worst pick you could do is get the smaller stick. Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. Whoo! Remember when that child-beating idiot, Adrian Peterson, the running back in the NFL, beat his child to the point where his testicles were bleeding? And then the NFL welcomed him back. Cardinals, by the way, probably one of the reasons why I wanted to just run from the Cardinals. They actually signed him to a contract. I'm like, oh, okay. All is forgiven if you can run fast. It's so stupid. That guy should have been in jail the rest of his damn life beating a kid like that. Anyway, I did not beat my kids, but so everybody, let's talk parenting quick. I tell you, you see these stories on the news. You're like, oh, this baby was shaken baby syndrome, and this parent locked up because of shaking a baby, and this and that. You haven't spent enough time with your baby. If that hasn't at least crossed your mind and thought, okay, now I get it. I would never do it, but now I get it. I get it. Because you just don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what else to do. Yeah. Yeah. I have never done it. I don't condone it. But if you were a parent spending enough time with your infant, you know damn well how people could just snap. Oh, man. Yeah. I saw Michael Vick Ronda on I think it was the Fox 10, whatever halftime show or whatever. I'm like, you sick bastards. Okay, I get it. The guy did his time and, he did all that. And I understand that. And, we as a society are a forgiving society. But to just put this guy up on some sort of pedestal and give him a paycheck like that is it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Then you have actual good individuals like RG3 that are, just good, upstanding, moral people. And they get fired from ESPN because he's a little kooky. He's a lot kooky in some reason. Don't worry, Rhonda. We're going to talk some baseball here. But okay, so I'll just throw that out there too. Where was all that Sunday night? That's all I saw on social media. Sunday night. Oh, so great. Watch us beat the Dodgers 14 to whatever. Oh, we crushed the Dodgers. We crushed the Dodgers. Where were y'all Monday night? Where were y'all Friday night? Saturday night? That's what I'm saying. Okay. And I'm telling you, Phoenix is going to have a hard time being considered a great sports town until the fans understand that. The fans understand this. You're going to win some games. You're going to win some games in some big fashion. You really are. Next game's the next day. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. If Ray Lewis can make it back, I guess, yeah, Ray Lewis too. Right hook Ray. Yeah. No, Ray killed a dude. That's right. Wow. I guess there's a movie coming out. I don't know if it's Netflix or one of the streaming services, but they got an Aaron Hernandez movie coming out. Movie, not the documentary, like it's a movie. So it should be interesting. Yeah, it should be interesting. I've been watching because I'm obsessed with this kind of things, guys. Goodfellas, Casino. I love the kind of mob thing. I love Sicario. I think is one of the best movies ever made. I've been watching Griselda. Have you guys seen this on Netflix? Chef's kiss. I'm 3 episodes in and I'm like, damn, this is well-made television. It really is. It's got Sofia Vergara. You're welcome. Not looking her best, but damn. It's just good. I'm like, every night I'm just excited to get to the next episode. So I think there's 6 or 7 of them, and it is just absolutely fantastic. Yes. US. Did you just put you as an example, Grizz? Oh, it's a true story. Oh, yes, Michael. Yes, it is a true story, and that's what's even fun. The whole thing starts. Oh, what's it? Griselda Blanco is her name. The entire show starts with just a black screen and a quote on it. Said, "I've only been afraid of one man in my life, and that man was a woman, Griselda Blanco." And then it pauses, and then it says, "It's the kingpin himself." It is absolutely amazing. I'm sorry, Pablo Escobar. So Pablo Escobar was only afraid of one man in his life, and that man was a woman, and it was her. Y'all, I love that kind of stuff. Oh, Michael, you watched it. It was excellent. It really was. Original Ocean's 11. Okay. The original Ocean's 11 was just cool. It was about singing. You know, they're like, okay, we're gonna do a heist, but it was about singing. Like, what was that? Sammy Davis, AO 11. I don't even know, he's dancing around a bus. It just didn't make a lot of it didn't make a lot of sense, the original Ocean's 11, but still fun. Still definitely fun. And I like the remakes too. I thought they were fun. Okay, so I just love how you guys just evolved the show. And so if you're new to the show, we play around, jump on comments. We like to dance around. I got some really fun stuff to talk about because we'll get to sports in just a second. But I think Chris just took a little shot at it. He said, you, for example. He says, a bad sports town, everyone is from somewhere else and has a team. The really crappy part about that as a Dodger fan is all the hate the D-backs fans have for Dodger fans. But if they're Gen X, they were most likely Dodger fans before the D-backs came here. And then all this hate, I just don't understand it. Just because y'all don't want to write a check and get some amazing players like Shohei. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I know it wasn't a shot at me, Grizz. I was having fun. Griselda, that's it. I'm putting it up. Griselda. Thanks, Grizz. Griselda is his drag name. Oh, God, that's absolutely funny. Yes. Anyway. Okay, speaking of sports, let's get to this. This is another news. Thanks for hanging out with us. The news of the day. We'll get to some politics in a bit here, which is kind of interesting. But let's cover this. Apparently, Mail Online, a UK online publication, the Daily Mail or Mail Daily or whatever the hell it is, has uncovered. And in the photographs, I saw the photographs. They have a video of the guy just kind of pulling through it. Has uncovered. I told you I was right, y'all. I told you it was a setup from the very beginning. Travis Kelce, T-Swizz uncovered the contract. The entertainment company's contract, not between T-Swizz and yes, it is, Brendan. That is an image. Grizz in his drag costume. Anyway, T-Swizz, Travis Kelce, fraud. Magically, he gets a Pfizer deal. He gets a $100 million podcast deal from, want to say Amazon? $100 million. The guy isn't that entertaining. All because he was T-Swizz's boyfriend, which was supposed to end, by the way. You guys, it was supposed to end, by the way, on the 28th of this month, says the contract. Going to end on the 28th, get a few weeks of football in, and then, the big headline is T-Swizz, Travis Kelce. It's absolutely, I told y'all. And why would Taylor Swift do that? Taylor Swift was quite literally introduced to the number one spectator sport in the nation. Everyone in the world, nation, was introduced to Taylor Swift. No one knew who the hell she was. People started looking into her. What did their daughters do? Dad, I want to watch the Chiefs game with you. Dad, who's that? Dad, look, it's T-Swift. Dad, look. Here, Dad, listen to music. Downloading music. Both of them made so much damn money on this, on being a complete fraud and making even a further mockery of the NFL. It was absolutely crazy to me. Yeah, I'm a Cardinals fan. I am. I barely watch football. I barely watch the NFL. It's a joke now. It's becoming the XFL, more the XFL by the day. Oh, and Ron, come on. Rhonda, Grizz, Brendan. We are not dressing Grizz up in, we're not, no drag Grizz. No drag Grizz. Like I said, it's quite the image. There's some things you can't unsee. And that would be something that I would want to unsee. I went straight, what was that bozo's name? Regis Philbin. I went fast as fingers. I was on my phone the second I had that info of that contract with T-Swizz and Travis Kelce. I'm like, bah, 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 bah. All my kids, everybody. I'm like, ha, 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 Queen Bee's kids. I'm like, oh, told y'all. Oh, man. Mm-hmm. I don't think that evolves the show. Do you mean, did you misspell devolving? If you can make it look without a beard. Oh, man. Oh, a few million. Why? Why would you say that, Brendan? I'd date her tomorrow. Are you kidding me? I'd have a #1 hit song written about me because we'd break up in like days. I think Queen Bee would be okay with it. Like, yeah, dude, go, yeah. Get some cash out of it. But how hard was that? Travis Kelce's a good-looking dude. She's a good-looking woman. Like, they're both successful. They're both driven. Okay, they're going to smooch a couple times, and she's going to run into his arms in the field, and it's going to be great, and the world's going to go crazy like they did. So, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Grizz said he'd date Griselda. I'm telling you. Because I had to show Queen Bee when we started watching. I showed her Sofia Vergara. I was like, no, that's what she really looks like. And she's like, no, I think she looks great in this show. I'm like, okay, she's fine. Okay, I don't care. The nose is good. The nose plays. Going back to the Ocean's 11 references. The nose plays. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so anyway, just and Lynn, yeah, she let me give you the thought quick on old T-Swizz. T-Swizz has become the #1 touring act in the galaxy. She is in charge of every detail. She is, unless it goes bad with like the Ticketmaster stuff and all that. So it wasn't my fault. You are literally in control of everything in your tour. So she's a juggernaut. She was a juggernaut, and now she's just kind of like, okay, I'm T Swift, and I'm the best. I'm the GOAT. So I give her respect for that. I really do. I respect her as an artist. I don't like her songs. I think the Shake It Off thing was catchy, but I don't know any of her songs. None. I have no idea what a Taylor Swift song sounds like. I think she did one with Chris Stapleton. I won't even listen to that. I don't think she's just not my cup of music. But damn. Speaking of Queen Bee, I mean, look at Beyonce. I don't listen to Beyonce's music, but she's still selling bazillions of billions of downloads. I mean, all right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's an unpopular opinion to not be a Swift fan. I just don't. I think she's I interned Beans. That was her first concert. I'm like, if you're going to start at the top, start at the top. If you're going to go to the first concert, your first concert is going to be the #1 concert in damn near history. They made a movie about it. I mean, come on. Yeah. So anyway. Told you so. We're gonna have a good decompression session today, brought to you by the Babylon Bee, so you know it is good. Now, I have said this for a bit of a moment now, is what they have done. This is another news, but the two candidates are Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. So I can talk a little bit of Joe Biden. What they have done to this man is nothing short of elder abuse. Any legacy that he had, 52-year career in politics, is being wiped clean, being erased and replaced with this, something that I say is just disgusting. It is, period. Did you see what they did to this old bat yesterday? I feel bad calling him an old bat, but he jacked up my grocery prices by 40%. I'm not happy. Gas prices, all that. As a matter of fact, I got to go fill up the Falcon after the show. Not looking forward to that program. I need to drop another $100. Anyway, look at this. This is embarrassing. In case you didn't know, at the very beginning of his presidency, because they knew he ran his entire campaign from the basement. He was declining physically and mentally. They knew that day one. If they did not, it was a lie of omission when they lied to you and said, no, he's fine. He's fit as a fiddle. They built a studio set in the basement. I'll say the basement, sub-level of the White House. There is a studio set that you can make anything. I remember one time they had them at the LED screens they have that are supposed to look like windows. There was a blizzard happening in DC, and it was sunny and like kind of breezy outside. It's all smoke and mirrors. So yesterday, they put him back in his little studio, and it makes it absolutely. It's embarrassing. Just watch this. This is so embarrassing. Look at this,
folks.
All right, folks. Okay. What do you notice? What do you notice that's missing? Because it's investing in America. That's just, shut up. You've done a lot of investing, dude, and you've done it poorly. You know what's missing from any portion of this? Which is never missing when a president addresses anyone. Look at that little tiny desk, too. They put it out of like Dr. Joe Biden's 5th grade class. Look at that little thing. This is humiliating. Do you notice what's missing? There's not one presidential seal in this entire spot. They have stripped this man of everything before our eyes, and they're rolling through the motions, and they can't even give him a script. And this is actually ticking me off. They can't even give him a script to talk about the hostage that was killed, the American hostage that was killed. Give him a script and let him read that. He's got to talk about investing in America. It is quite literally, if you can see in the bottom right of the screen, that's what it looks like off of the stage. There is a stage. Is that the presidential flag in the back? I don't think that is. Is that the presidential flag? Okay. Well, so I just zoom here. So I think that's the presidential seal. Yes, you're right. Where's his little... Look at this. Listen, ready? Watch this. House stages. There's press here, by the way. Press is there. Watch this.
We're ready.
All right, we're going in 5, 4, 3, 2.
I can't even. This is embarrassing, and it's mean. It's cruel. I just show this. I know the tiny desk is just driving me nuts. Show this to all of your Democrat friends and say, this is what your party is doing to what a man that you voted for and considered a hero, saving democracy. They did such a good job saving democracy, they have to put him down in his little sound studio and strip him of his presidential seal and give him a script to talk about that has absolutely nothing to do with what is really going on in the world, and that is American hostages being killed. Brutally murdered. Don't care. It's funny because what Matthew said, he said, we need a Reagan back. It's truer on more levels than I think it's used. So when people say, oh yeah, we need old Ronnie back, it isn't because we need somebody that is as right as XYZ. Reagan wouldn't make it past a primary right now in the Republican Party. Reagan would be considered a centrist. Reagan has moves that you're like, huh? Kind of like W, you're like, oh yeah, the Patriot Act was his. But he'd be a centrist. So that's actually why I agree with this. The man was a conservative, a central conservative. I'm not opposed to that because, again, I've told you all several times, 10-10-80. 10% wackos on the right, 10% wackos on the left, 80% is where y'all and I come and sit and have a beer. And that's Reagan-esque. I love, by the way, y'all, I have no problem. I will be voting for Donald Trump. No problem. I'm on the Trump train. Choo choo. Let's go. But I don't love him as a centrist. I don't love him for several reasons. I like his results. Love that. But that's not Reagan-esque. Reagan was a uniter, not just a doer. Trump's a doer. And Trump does it in a way that turns off a lot of people. It's just the way it is. But Reagan was a uniter. Reagan was like, dude, I don't care. Y'all, I don't care who you voted for. I don't care who you look like. I don't care. As a matter of fact, hey, all these illegal people that are here, yeah, give them amnesty. I don't care. Let's all be Americans. Let's go. Ronnie was solid. By the way, we do not need to be giving this crew. Look at Aurora, Colorado right now and tell me we need to be giving these people amnesty. So, and that's right. I think Rhonda's a good point that both parties have moved away from their origins. There's I don't know if there's truer words that can be said. I mean, they truly have. I mean, that's why you look at RFK Jr. RFK Jr. He's an anomaly. He basically would be like he'd be like a Democrat Reagan. He's not blowing off the rails on the left side. He's like, hold on a second. Y'all got to know what my dad and my uncle were all about. My dad and my uncle were all about taking out the deep state, and that's why the deep state killed them. Oh, I can't wait for Trump to win. I want declassification of everything. Let's go. Woo! I want some heads to roll. But unfortunately, what they are doing to Biden is it's. I do not like Joe Biden. I do not like him. Look, I would have a beer with Barrio. Totally. Clinton, let's bring it. Absolute 100%. Carter, hell yeah, we talk turkey hunting. I wouldn't even give him that. I would buy the time of day. I don't like him that much. But what I would do was, I would give him the time of day. I would respect him as a president of the United States, commander-in-chief. Sorry. That might ruffle some feathers, but I mean, what they're doing to him is absolutely inappropriate. It is embarrassing, and they should be ashamed of themselves. It's just right, Matthew. It's elder abuse to the nth degree. It truly is. So what's their next play? And this is where it gets really, really crazy. Because I knew they were let's just say it, dumb, but I didn't know they were going to be this dumb about it. This is absolutely staggering. MSNBC, of course, is the one that is tapped to deliver the news that a new whole of government approach is going to be brought or looked into, investigated by the U.S. government. How about this?
The Biden administration taking a series of actions to target what they allege are attempts by Russian-backed actors to manipulate public opinion here in the U.S. ahead of the presidential election, according to two senior U.S. officials. Joining us now is NBC's Ken Dilanian. Ken, what more have we learned?
What do you have?
Jose, this is being described by our sources as a whole of government action designed to target Russian propaganda and disinformation aimed at interfering in the 2024 election. It is said to include sanctions by the Treasury Department, law enforcement action by the Justice Department, and one of the focuses is on RT, formerly known as Russia Today, that network of Russian government-funded English-language websites and television platforms that was flagged all the way back in 2017 by the U.S. intelligence community as a vehicle for Russian disinformation and election interference. And at that time, the Justice Department required RT to register as a foreign agent.
Okay.
It remains to be seen exactly what actions the U.S. will take against RT.
No, they're going to take no actions against RT. They're not. This is again. This is guys, help me and tell me, convince me that this isn't some sort of election interference. Tell me a whole of government approach to make you, the voter, doubt every single thing that you hear that is bad and true against the current administration. That's textbook interference. It is textbook interference. Yeah. Senior officials, yeah. I cannot think of any other thing. Alexa yesterday with the whole, why would I vote for Donald Trump? I can't say. I don't get involved in that kind of stuff. Why would I vote for Kamala? Oh, there's several reasons. It's election interference. It's crap. And to see that they're, and of course, like I said, MSNBC would have to be the one to come out and say it. a whole of government approach to taking down Russian disinformation. In other words, in other news, in other words, anything that makes us look bad is Russian disinformation. If I say, and this is the God's honest truth, the Biden administration did not create 15 million jobs. They did not. The economy reopened, got back on its feet, not because of them, but they claimed that those were their jobs. That would be labeled Russian disinformation. Yeah. The 80s called, they want their foreign policy back. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's funny. I was talking to the liberal wing of my tribe, and I said, why can't you just put up it was after the Alexa thing. I'm like, why can't y'all just put up a good candidate? You had Hillary, now this. Why can't you just put up a good candidate that's going to win an election? Why do you have to put up a puppet? I mean, I know the answer to it. Obviously, it's a rhetorical question, but I just want them to think about it. That this is a mockery of America and Americans, period. It truly is. But I saw that and I'm thinking that they make a lot more money if the Dems win, Chris. Absolutely. Yeah. Jobs, yeah. It's sad. It's a sad time. It really, really is. And MSNBC is just absolutely ridiculous in this. Let me see what this is. A lot of times, sometimes I have something on my screen here and it tells me I need to talk about that. And I remember what it is. Oh, yes. Did you like that little teaser right there with the ladies of The View, right? The ladies of The View. And all of you know that I am a Supreme Court apologist. Y'all can get mad at me. Y'all can talk about different opinions in cases that you didn't like the results of. But if all of us like the results of the Supreme Court ain't doing their job. I am a Chris, maybe. But my problem with the Supreme Court is currently membership hypocrisy. And Ketanji Brown, Justice Jackson, if you're nasty, was on The View. And I'll watch. Dude, look, if the Supreme Court of Justice is having something to say, I'm going to listen. If y'all don't agree with the fact that Elena Kagan is the best legal mind our nation has ever seen, you ain't paying attention or talking to law scholars. She is. Her ideologies are different. Her ideologies are something that we probably won't align with. But Elena Kagan as a legal mind is it. She was Harvard? Yeah, Harvard Law. She was the dean of Harvard Law. What they don't like you to know is that she hired Justice Kavanaugh to work there before he was, till they found out when he was 3 years old, he, pushed a girl on a swing set or something like that. Yeah. All right, back to this. So Ketanji Brown, Justice Jackson, if you're nasty, is on The View today. And if you watch Sunny Hostin, girl crush like I've never seen. And by the way, I like Justice Jackson. I again don't like her ideologies, but she was a prosecutor, and I think that she might bring more than she takes from the court. We'll see. She's in her first year, so we'll keep it going in her second year, excuse me. And so anyway, here it is, and just watch her fawn all over this. But the hypocrisy here is some of the craziest crap I've ever heard. And see if you can catch it. Here we go.
You recuse yourself from cases when Harvard is involved. Like, that's true. You do the right thing.
You do the right thing because you recused yourself. You, Justice Jackson, she is just fawning all over.
And you were a federal judge, and there are ethics codes for, as far as I know, all judges, it seems, except for the Supreme Court. So President Biden recently wrote an op-ed calling for a series.
Wait, stop it right there. Okay, just that's when everyone turns the channel. When she says this, Sunny Hostin bimbo says, and I know she's an attorney, she is a bimbo. She said that President Biden wrote an op-ed. President Biden can barely write his name. Don't tell me he wrote an op-ed. His crap.
Of sweeping reforms to the Supreme Court, including term limits
Nope.
and a binding and enforceable ethics code.
Okay.
And you've expressed, I would call it general support for an ethics code, because I think you hold yourself to that. Given recent scandals
Because I think you hold yourself to that. Oh, girl.
plaguing the court, do you favor making any changes?
Well, let me say that as
Okay. Again, I dig Justice Jackson if you're nasty. Totally do. I do. Listen to her answer, though. This is what makes me want to just start pointing out all the hypocrisy. Here we go.
you noted, there are ethics codes as a standard matter. I was a lower court judge. We adhered to the ethics codes, and the Supreme Court has now enacted its own ethics code.
Yes.
And so the question is, how is that going to play out? We're still pretty early in the process.
Okay, that, by the way, is a level-headed response to a bozo's question. She said, look, we do have it, and we put that on ourselves, by the way, and we're just going to let it play out and see how it works. I don't know, common sense? Yeah.
But I guess I think about all of this as
Here it is. Ready? Are you guys ready for this?
democracy at work, public engagement. These ideas of reforms are the kinds of things that have been around since the beginning of our republic. In the book, I mentioned Alexander.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh, I'm sorry. In the what, Justice Jackson, if you're nasty?
Reforms are the kinds of things that have been around since the beginning of our republic. In the book, I mentioned Alexander Hamilton.
She's shilling a book talking about ethics reforms of the Supreme Court of the United States of America. Can I start with one? Y'all can't profit off this. Sonia Sotomayor. Excuse me, Justice Sotomayor. Okay, maybe flying around with billionaires is probably, it's a bad look, but shocking. Some legal professional that makes it as high as the Supreme Court probably knows some wealthy people. Do changes need to be made? Maybe. Term limits? No. Stacking the court? No. But when you're talking about ethics, getting fawned all over by Sunny Hostin, when you're talking about ethics, shilling a book should not be anything that you. And by the way, just so we're very clear, most books written by politicians were not written. I would believe that Justice Jackson wrote a book. She's brilliant. They're smart people. They probably wrote a book. The way politicians don't write books. They have what's called ghostwriters. So they don't write the books. But why they are all landing on New York Times #1 bestseller list. If you write the book, you can have a summer camp. I know I'm a socialist, but I am a billionaire. I'm a millionaire, sorry. He went a little New Yorker. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I wrote a book. You want to be a millionaire? Write a book, says Bernie Sanders. Feel the burn. So he writes a book. It is then bought by Democrat PACs to make the 15,000 threshold to be on the New York Times bestseller list. Now you're a best-selling author. Sonia Sotomayor, Justice Sotomayor, did the same. She would pre-send you, basically for her to do a speech, that whole group had to buy her book. They had to buy a gag of the book so she could be a New York Times bestseller. That's where the ethics starts to fall into play. Like, y'all are cashing in on your position. I don't think I'm digging that. Y'all make enough money. You have Secret Service protection in times. You have chauffeur everywhere. You have flights to and from your region in your home. Y'all right. You guys doing just fine. Mm-hmm. Or step down and then write all the books you want. Yeah. You've recused yourself when it comes. Shut up. And ask her what a woman is. Grizz, see, I gotta stay down the line on that one. Not a constitutional issue. Definition of a man and woman is not constitutional. The Supreme Court should, in my opinion, my you guys know how humble I am. My humble opinion, the Supreme Court should stick to just that which is constitutional and what is not. If it's a definition of something man, woman, whatever, should a boy and girl use the bathroom, send it back to the states. States' rights is it, and it should be the way to go. It should be the way of the land, I tell you. Mm-hmm. All right, I have a confession to make, and then we're going to go ahead and have our decompression session. Can I give you can I give a confession? 4 years, I have spoken out against tech's ability to know everything about you. And it's been part of basically my shtick on air for a hot minute. Has been. Then I started to let go of the handles because I realized what was being listened to, spied on, locations and all this and all these apps and taking all this stuff from me. I'm like, they know everything. When I talked to Congressman Schweikert, he goes, the NSA is laying off a ton of people because we just buy the information now. We want any piece of information on Mike Russell. We're getting the information. Where you've been, where you were, how long you were there, what you bought. Yeah, so you know, there is Nielsen, the ratings company, right? They're like, oh, Nielsen ratings said that 300 bazillion people watched the Super Bowl. Okay. That's not their main business anymore. Like, oh, we got a 10 share at KFYI. Not their business anymore. They're in the business, but they have their main business right now, and this will scare you. Their main business is shopper ID cards, discount cards. So when I go in and I put in my phone number at Fry's, because thanks, Chris, for the fuel points, brother. Whew, I live on those fuel points. I only shop on Friday. Story for another time. 4 times fuel points, baby. Yeah. I got a pocket full of gift cards, too, because when they do 4 times fuel points on gift cards, I'm like, I'll spend money at Lowe's someday. Anyway, so where's it go? Oh, yeah. So the shopper cards. So there is a data server that can be purchased by anyone that knows when you buy beer, what beer you buy, where it was on the shelf, what day of the week it was, what time it is, when you buy donuts, how many donuts you buy, where you buy, there's everything. It's all there. The data is all there. So that is oh my gosh. Brennan says he uses his brothers to get the fuel points. I'm like, because I used to use my mom's. I'm like, they got to be thinking my mom eats a lot of steak and a lot of beer. Woo! Like, Claude, we got to talk, Claudia. Let me tell you. Mm-hmm. So that's Costco and Sam's Club too. Exactly. It's the same thing. So they have so much on me. Like, I just didn't like AI, robotics. You know, it's all going to be Skynet, this and that. And my big joke was, this is where I'm getting to my confession here. My big joke was that it all started when Skynet happens, when the machines take over, it started with the Roomba. I'm telling you, it started with the Roomba. This thing knows where it's been. It's cleaning my house. Whatever. I never had, they freaked me out. Until I started dating someone who said, no, it'll change your life, and bought me one. I had no other. She bought me one for Christmas. So I have a Roomba. Then she bought me my first Alexa. Intern Beans, when I had the Roomba and the Alexa, Intern Beans walked into the house and she said, Dad, you were chosen to destroy the Sith, not join them. Yeah. And it now has come full circle last night. If you caught my show, and here's my confession. If you caught my show this morning, I told the story about how I got a new pup in my life. It's Queen Bee's pup, but it's, I'm dadding it. We wanted to find out what it is because we thought it was an Australian sheepdog or cattle dog or what ACD they call them. So she got one of the little swabby things that you do. She only swab his little cheek, and then you put the thing in there, and then away it gets sent off, and then they tell you exactly what your dog is, right? I have told her several times, I will not participate in 23andMe, Ancestry.com. Nobody's getting my DNA. No one's getting daddy's DNA. No one. Guess what she bought with the dog's DNA kit? Yep, I did. I did the whole hock tua into the little thing that you do for 23andMe. And there we go. Now, by the way, do you know who owns most of Ancestry.com? And I think 23andMe? BlackRock. Okay, yeah, so Chris said you're in the military. They got your DNA. Exactly. There's a time where you have to realize that they just got you. They just got you. I remember the time where Congressman Trent Franks was run out of office with the whole #MeToo nonsensical charges against him. And he was run out, and it was in my district. And I believe I was at KTR at the time. a Republican consultant came and said, hey, listen, you live in that hood. You've got some good connections there. Do you think you should run? And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. Came back in 24 hours and he was like, I listened to enough of your shows. No. Like I've been an open book to y'all for 15 years. There's just too much that an opponent would have on me and say, Mike Russell said this about, whatever, back in 2017. Okay. Yeah, got me. I said it. It's that kind of stuff, right? And I'm thinking, okay, there's facial recognition on the phone. There's the fingerprint thing on the phone. There's my damn vacuum cleaner is listening to me and knows that to reorder toilet paper. But I did. I gave in. The things we do for love kind of thing. I actually was just like, you know what? You are so giddy about it and you are so happy about this. And I don't want to do it, but it's important to you and it's important. So, okay. And I did it. I did the old hawk tool in there. Mm-hmm. Yes. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let me see what you got here. All right. So Stephanie says, get a tinfoil hat on them. Yeah, they don't care about you. I'm like, well, I'm not sure about that anymore. Remember that? That's such a great point, Stephanie. Thank you for that. It is such a great point because I remember when the whole Barack Obama, we're not listening to everybody's cell phones. Just a terrorist. That's the right thing to do. Okay, maybe just AT&T. Okay, maybe everybody. We're listening to you, everybody. Listen to everybody. And I remember my co-host at the time, Michael P. Weinstein. He said, well, I don't care. I don't have anything to hide. Not now, you don't. But when you want to make a move like that, you want to make a move into the power structure, you want to be a member of the club, guess who has everything on you? When you want to you want to, whatever it is, you want to advance in some level. I want to have a 5 million follower stream every day. Guess who's going to have this information? Everyone. They really are. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean, kind of a cool thing though. Not that my parents are crazy or anything, but I when I was 40-ish, 39, 40-ish. I forget what year Brother Steve came along. I found out I had a brother. Found out I had a damn brother. And now we hang out. Love the guy. But what's this 23andMe thing going to find out? And one of the reasons why I didn't do any of the Ancestry.com and 23andMe is, well, because the Black Rockish vibe. But the reason why I didn't do it is because I've always been told that I'm German, Scotch, Irish. And that explains my temper, my drinking. Yeah, explains it all. My willingness to fight. I know. How about a decompression session brought to you by the Babylon Bee and one of the funniest things I've seen in a hot minute? Enjoy.
On the scene in this Republican county where African Americans are being oppressed by horrific new voter laws, forcing them to acquire a legal ID to vote. Excuse me, sir. You're unable to acquire an ID, are you not?
Actually, I just renewed my ID. It's pretty easy, actually.
There you have it. This poor black man has been disenfranchised by racist voter ID laws because he's too ignorant. I'm sorry. Ignorant means stupid. Too ignorant to acquire a voter ID. Absolutely tragic. The new laws forbid giving out food, water, and free cash to voters in line. How will black people figure out how to drink water in line to vote? That's illegal. Thanks to Republicans. Where did you get that anyway?
I brought it.
You didn't bring that. You're too underprivileged. That means poor. I'm sorry, the evil conservatives are trying to figuratively smack the water out of your hands.
You literally just did that. Like, who are you? You know what? Forget it. It's my time to vote. Just chill out.
We just witnessed a hate crime. A thirsty, dehydrated hate crime. Our thoughts and prayers to his family. Black people are oppressed. How oppressed? Republicans want to stop us from feeding them. Well, you can't stop this progressive, you racists.
You're the racist.
Here comes the airplane.
How did you get into my house?
I won't let these alt-right lunatics starve you.
Get
Yeah, eat it.
Look at guillotines. Banana shaped is up for woman.
What the?
You don't know how to use this remote. Republicans won't pass laws to teach you.
What? Where? What?
people are incapable of doing anything white people can do on their own. Progressive policies are the only solution. You can't escape them. Without them, you literally can't do anything. Another black man flees in terror from the bigotry of Republicans. After the break, we'll talk to an expert on racism who agrees with us on the capabilities of black people.
God bless the Babylon Bee. If you don't follow him, give him a follow. Babylon Bee every single time just absolutely crushes it. Just a fantastic in every single way. And I gotta tell you, man, Grizz, you said at 50 you found out you have 6 other siblings. Oh, come on. And that your dad was not your bio dad. I found out that my grandfather was not my biological grandfather. What do we believe in this world? We've all been lied to. It's all a lie. But you know what? We're Gen X and we don't care. We're like, yeah, fine. That's cool. Oh, cool. Got another brother? Right on. Yeah. Oh, my grandpa's not. Oh, yeah, who cares about that? Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us, y'all. Let's do this again tomorrow. Tomorrow's decompression session, super funny about government taxes by a comedian. I think we should all follow as well. So like this, share this out. Let everybody know what we got going on here on In Other News. I'm telling you, the logo, it's just moments away. It's going to happen. We can retire my man, Bob Ross, over here. All right, right here on In Other News. We'll see you tomorrow.